They say the Cotswolds are some of the most beautiful countryside in England, but beauty can hide secrets. In the golden stone and quiet lanes, something lingers. Welcome to Ghosts of the Cotswolds. The Cotswolds is an area of outstanding natural beauty in the south of England, in the United Kingdom. Famous for its gentle rolling hills, picturesque villages and market towns, and many of England's greatest stately homes and manor houses. But it is also home to some of the most haunted places in England. Millions of people from all over the world visit the Cotswolds to soak in the gorgeous honey-toned limestone buildings from a bygone age. But there is much more to the Cotswolds than genteel landscapes and beautiful buildings. As we will discover in this series, this region is home to an unusually high volume of paranormal activity. Much of it may look like something from a fairy tale, but we're here to share stories from the darker side of the Cotswolds. The area is abound with ghostly tales we will explore, from apparitions of kings and noble lords, all the way through to the terror of murderous butlers and headless horsemen. The time has come for you to journey with us to explore ghosts of the Cotswolds. Bibury, a name spoken with reverence by poets, painters, and travelers. William Morris called it the most beautiful village in England. Its cottages, pressed shoulder to shoulder in golden stone, seemed to emerge from a fairy tale. The River Coln runs quiet and clean through its heart, its waters barely rippling even in the wind. But here, as in every English village that has stood long enough, stories gather like moss between stones. Some are whispered, some are written, some are simply felt. This is Bibury, and these are the stories that flow just beneath the surface. On the edge of the village stands Bibury's old mill, long since quieted. The wheel once turned day and night, grinding wheat for the cottages that still stand nearby. But the mill's history is more than flour and stone. The story is told of a wealthy miller, widowed and bitter, who took an interest in a village girl named Mary. She was young, too young, and promised to another. But the miller had money, and her family saw comfort in the match. On the eve of her wedding, Mary vanished. Some say she ran, some say she threw herself into the Coln, and some, the ones who still walk near the mill at dusk, say she never truly left. She's seen rarely, a pale shape near the water, her eyes cast down, searching, perhaps for the life she lost, or the choice she never made. Down the road from the river stands the Catherine Wheel, Bibury's old inn, cheerful, warm, and welcoming. But one patron is never seen arriving or leaving. She is known only as the Grey Lady, a figure in pale grey said to drift through the pub's upper rooms, silent, watching. Some believe she was an innkeeper's wife, her husband lost to war. Others say she was a traveller who never made it home. Whatever her story, she lingers. Not malicious, not mournful, just unfinished. Across from Arlington Row lies Rack Isle, a stretch of marshland once used to dry and stretch wool. Now a nature reserve, the land hums with insects and bird calls. But not all sounds here are natural. On foggy mornings and still evenings, some walkers report voices. Not clear, never clear, but close. Words just beyond understanding. Utterances too rhythmic for the wind. Local legend speaks of weavers who worked through plague and hardship. Some say they returned to this place after death to tend cloth no longer on the racks. St. Mary's Church has marked the time of Bibury's lives for more than 900 years. Its bells call the living to worship, and sometimes, it's said, the dead. Several villagers across decades have reported hearing the bells ring in the dead of night. No wind, no bell ringer, no church service. Once, A man walking home at midnight claimed he heard the bells toll 12, then 13. He was dead within the week. Coincidence, perhaps, or a summons. Awkward Hill is aptly named. Steep, narrow, and curving. A challenge for carts then, and cars now. But on foggy nights, it becomes something else. Several locals, across more than a century, have described hearing a coach, horse-drawn, fast, ascending the hill. But when they turn to look, there's nothing. No horses, no wheels, just ruts in the mud that vanish within minutes. Who rides it? No one agrees. A nobleman, a bride, or simply a journey trapped in time, playing out its final ride again and again? By the river, there is one tree that no child climbs, no walker rests beneath, the weeping willow, named not for its form, but for its sound. Villagers speak of sobbing heard near the tree on still nights, not loud, just soft enough to catch the edge of thought. Some believe a young woman ended her life here, betrayed by her lover. Others say the sorrow belongs to the tree itself, grown from grief. It's just a tree, until you hear it weep. Every postcard in England knows Arlington Row, but not every camera catches what a few have claimed to see. They call him the Silent Sentinel, a man in old clothes, not quite a labourer, not quite a gentleman, seen standing alone at twilight, never walking, never speaking, just watching. Some believe he was a weaver, others think he's something older, a guardian of the row, ensuring it never falls to ruin. Bibury is often described as perfect, timeless, but even timeless places have shadows. In its trees, its water, its stones, Bibury remembers. It holds fast to the stories that were whispered first and written last. Still water, after all, runs deep. Please subscribe to this channel to be alerted to the next episode of Ghosts of the Cotswolds.